Hello Internet, it's B, and today's video is going to be a little different. Today I want to talk about all the paranormal shit that has happened to me or my family.
I got secrets that nobody knows.
So the first story that I want to tell you is when my very, very intelligent sister and her friend decided that they wanted to contact like Virgin Mary or whoever that was. I don't remember exactly, maybe it was like Mary Teresa or Virgin Mary, I don't know. It was just the kind of shit that you should never, ever, ever fuck with. She decided to fuck with it. Congratulations, sister. It was like a radio playing in the background, and as soon as they started contacting her, the song that was playing just started glitching. And you know when a song starts to glitch and you like hear only a few like words of the song and stuff? Well, their song glitched to "You Will See Me." And then the fucking television started getting static. And in that static, there was like a figure. So they were like, fuck this shit, we have to end this. And I'm not even sure that they ended it correctly. Because, let me tell you, that television lived with us for another like 10 years. And I would be so freaked out by that television. Every time I slept in a room with that television, I would feel uneasy. I would feel as if I was being watched, and just overall get nightmares and stuff. It wasn't pleasant. I got my sister's room after this. Like, this isn't the room, that was our old apartment. But I got my sister's room, and which is this one that I'm sitting in. And the TV was here. And I just couldn't sleep. So then one day I was like, fuck this shit, that TV has to go. I won't have it in my room anymore. I can't sleep while that's there. And since that TV has been gone, I have been sleeping like a baby. Or not like a baby, I often get sleep paralysis, and I never feel like I'm alone in this apartment, but I will get into that. But I just felt a lot calmer with that TV gone. I don't know, was it possessed? I don't know. Another story. Also, in that old apartment where my intelligent sister did her seance, neither my sister or my mom could really like keep a relationship. And then one day, a woman came over. I don't know who she was, I don't remember. I was like 10. I don't remember who she was, but she was really into like spiritual stuff and like fortune telling and stuff. And she told my mom that there was a spirit in that apartment that just repelled guys. That's weird, because ever since we moved out of that apartment, my mother's and my sister's relationships would get more and more permanent. What the fuck? Like, that's weird. That's weird. She could have been like bullshitting, but it's weird. And I never felt like I was alone in that apartment. Even as a child, I would go to the bathroom at night and I would feel as if somebody was watching me from the hallway. I don't know, maybe that was just my child imagination, but you never know. And now, to this apartment. As I said, I don't feel like I'm alone here. And my mom is not a huge believer in this stuff. She really isn't. Oh well, maybe now she is. One time she told me that she would wake up in the middle of the night and see an angel-like figure standing or floating in front of the TV. And no, she doesn't do drugs or anything. She literally saw a fucking angel. And it wasn't sleep paralysis or anything. My mom doesn't suffer from sleep paralysis, and she could move. So she saw the angel-like figure in front of the television, like reaching its wings to her. And she told me that she did feel scared. Obviously, like, you see something really, really strange in your apartment in the middle of the night. Obviously, you're scared. But she didn't feel threatened. So her reaction was to roll to the other side of the bed, like facing the wall, and fall back asleep. I don't know how she did that. I wouldn't sleep for weeks at least after that would happen to me. But okay, Mom. Okay. So my mom saw an angel. Like, everybody in our family knows that my mom probably has a guardian angel, but she literally saw it. Another shit that has been happening in this apartment is, as I said, I don't feel like I'm alone here, even when I am alone. I don't feel alone. Me and my sister both have reported that we heard footsteps above us. And above us there's an attic. And this apartment used to be an attic like 10 years ago. And this house is over like 100 years old. It's more than that. Like, obviously the attic is a good place to die. Like, you could hang yourself here. You'd be fine. Like, that went really, really dark, really, really fast. Okay. Me and my sister both have reported that we heard footsteps above us on the attic. And my mom would be like, no, that's just rats. And I'm like, okay, rats wearing shoes? Seriously? Like, you see angels, but footsteps in the attic are bullshit. In an attic that is over 100 years old, that's bullshit. Of course, Mom. And also, I forgot to mention, our garden shares a wall with the cemetery. And let me get into that garden. Now, me and my best friend would decide that we wanted to take pictures in the garden, and it would be like 11 p.m. I think it was around 11. And we would go to the very top of the garden and just taking pictures, and I was getting chills on my spine as we were there. But I was like, okay, that's just a light breeze, like, that's okay. And let me remind you, behind me, there's a fucking cemetery wall. And then I was like, okay, let me see how the pictures turn out. I want to see if we can do anything to make them better. And I look at this one picture, and I fucking see, like, shadows behind me. And I'm like, fuck. There was no tree behind me, no bush, no anything. Like, there was actually nothing that would cause this smoke-like figure behind me. So I'm like, fuck, I'm getting out of here. And I'm going to insert the picture right here so you can see it. Somewhere here. Going to be somewhere here. You can see it. I actually have this picture. It's 4 to 5 years old, but I still fucking have it. And so I just motherfucking Usain Bolt sprinted down the garden and just got the fuck out of there. And let me tell you, I am so freaked out by this story up until today that I won't set foot in the garden at night. Like, the beginning of the garden, like the down area, because our garden is like downstairs area, and then you go like up, and then there's that bullshit. So I will only go down on the garden, and usually only a day. Because no, I'm never, ever, ever setting foot in that garden at night again. Thank you, no. And another story. My best friend's apartment is freaking haunted, and everybody knows it. Like, the entire house is haunted. But nothing ever, like, happened to me there up until, like, 3 months ago. I went to the bathroom. I remember locking the door. And as I'm sitting on the toilet doing my business, I see the door fucking open. And I'm like, what the hell? How is this possible? Like, I locked it. So I finished up, went to the door, and the lock was still like locked. It was still clicked in the door, but the door was open. So I wasn't crazy. I did lock it, but something opened a locked door. Then another story at my best friend's cousin's house. Now, that house is also haunted. I don't know what's up with this family. I think that they are haunted, not their houses. But whatever. And he would have many paranormal experiences there too. But me, naturally, went to have a sleepover there. What was I thinking? Now, we were sitting, there was a table, and we were all sitting around the table, the three of us. And here would be me, here would be his cousin, and he would be my best friend. And I kept getting chills the entire night. And I was like, fuck this shit, I'm just being paranoid, like, I know that shit has happened in this house. This is just my paranoia speaking. Whatever, no big deal. But then, around midnight to 1 a.m., I started smelling something rotten. And it was really disgusting. It was so distracting to me, and I couldn't pinpoint, like, what it was. It was just, like, something rotten. And I would be like, guys, do you smell this? Like, it's really bad, and it's right next to me. Like, is there maybe something rotting in the cellar downstairs, or like, whatever? And they were like, they came to the place where I smelled it, and they were like, no, I don't smell anything. And I'm like, I'm not crazy. Like, I literally smell this. And they were like, I don't know, maybe you're pregnant, whatever. Like, you have weird smells, you're pregnant. And I'm like, okay, that's not physically possible, but okay. And then, around 4 a.m., that smell just disappeared. And I was like, guys, I don't smell it anymore, this is weird. So they finally admitted that maybe there was something standing next to me. Like, and I could smell it. So I was like, okay, I'm never setting foot here again. But then, the other day, I was too lazy to go home, so we decided to spend another night there. And believe it or not, the same thing happened. And then they were like, okay, that's definitely weird. Obviously there is nothing rotting in the cellar, because that would smell all the time, and not just have, like, it's hours to smell. That's weird. So I was like, okay, great, so there is just something fucking standing next to me, and I can smell it. Like, this is what I would imagine a dead body smelled like. Seriously. Like, this freaking disgusting rotten smell. It was making me sick. It was getting me distracted so much. It was disgusting. And I'm never setting foot there again, in that fucking house. Like, no, please do an exorcism first. And one last story. Me and my sister would be in our apartment. This apartment. And my mom would go out and walk our dog. And we were drinking a little, but it was just like a few glasses of wine, and it was nothing big. We weren't that drunk to be seeing things. You know what I mean? We went, like, to the hallway, and my old bike was in the hallway. And we would just be looking when my mom would come home. And suddenly, one wheel on the fucking bike started rolling. And me and my sister just looked at each other, and then at the bike, and we were like, are we that drunk to be imagining this? Or are you seeing this too? And we were like, yeah, I see this. This is happening. So naturally we were freaked out, we didn't know what to think. Like, if this happened to me while I was alone, I would think that I'm just crazy and that it didn't actually happen. But the fact that my sister was there and she also saw it happen means that I'm not crazy. So we both saw that. And it just kept like rolling, spinning, whatever. No big deal. Like, I'm just here to freak you out, whatever. And then my mom came back up and it just stopped. It just stopped. So, the conclusion is that the spirits in this house or this apartment, I don't know, only hate me and my sister and they want to freak us out. And my mom has an angel. Thanks a lot, what did I do to you? Like, but no, I don't want to make fun of this because ghosts don't like to be talked about, and I do expect some serious fucking haunting to happen after this, because, as I said, they don't like it. I'm a huge believer in this stuff, but I don't believe that the spirits that I have experienced are somewhat evil, and that they want to hurt me, because they have had years to do that. Years. And they never did anything to me, so either they just don't have the ability to, or they don't want to. I like to believe the second thing. I always like to believe the best in people, you know? Do you hear that, ghosts? Do you hear it? And before you ask, no, I'm not on drugs. Yes, this is real. And yes, I am aware that this is nothing compared to what other YouTubers have experienced. But these are my stories and I wanted to share them with you. This will be a long ass video. I'm sorry about that. If you like this video, please leave a like, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, and just thanks for watching and bye.